Mushrooms. Mushrooms are beautiful works of nature, and a reminder that we all submit to the creation of nature in the end. While they may seem normal to an outsider, mushrooms are in fact the most incredible things in our ecosystems. Because they make you fly in skyblock. Do carrots do that? No. Do potatoes do that? No, I didn't think so. No, asparagus? No. This is the story of a boy with a dream of mushrooms, flight, money, and YouTube views. This is the story of the mushroom boy. Okay, so I promise I'm a normal skyblock player. I'm not weird. One day, I was in the coal mines on an alt with a co-op of a few of my friends, and I saw someone wearing red armor, and I couldn't recognize the armor, so I looked at him, I right-clicked on him, and I saw it was mushroom armor. So I was like, okay, well, it's under mushroom, then. So I went and I farmed mushrooms for a little bit. And then I figured out that, I like mushrooms. I like them a lot. So I started farming more of them, and I've now gotten to about mushroom 6 on that co-op. And you might think that's terrible. Oh my god, you only have 2 minions, and they're all like level 2. Well, here's the thing. I'm poor, and I just started doing this last night. So anyways, let's go on there and look at the mushroom boy. Okay, now you might be saying, okay, mushrooms, cool, but why mushrooms? They seem to have not that much of a tangible use, but, like, they do, because, you know, like, with mushrooms, you can kind of... And even after that, you might be saying, okay, well, flying, cool, but... There's so many other useful things you would go for. There's so many other useful minions, like clay minions, that actually make you money. And then mushrooms. And I'm like, yeah, but it's funny. Oh, and also click. As with all items in Skyblock, it's not insanely hard to grind mushrooms, right? But it does take an incredibly long amount of time. So, the thing with mushrooms is, I right here have an efficiency 3 golden axe, and it is able to tear through mushrooms like it's nothing, right? But here's the thing. I only get, like, if I chop down this entire mushroom, I get, like, 20, maybe 20 mushrooms, about, right? So, it just takes such an insanely long amount of time. And this is the part of the video where I say, go follow me on Twitch where I stream the entire process of getting these mushrooms. Okay, so of course there's the type of farm that I just showed you, where you can just go to the mushroom island and cut down a bunch of mushrooms, right? It yields a large amount of mushrooms, it's a good farming method, but I want to automate it, okay? So, here's how I do this. If you're a Skyblock player, you know how this works. If we run on down here, you will see that I have minions. In fact, I have 3 minions. All 3 of these mushroom minions work 24 hours a day, every day, to farm mushrooms. Now, here's the thing. The way minions work in Skyblock is you have slots. You start it with 5, and the more minions you create and the more you level up, you get more slots. And it gets exponentially harder to get a slot every time you get another one. So let's say I'm trying to unlock my 6 minion slot. I only have to make, like, 3 unique minion crafts. Now let's say I wanted to make my, 19th minion slot. That's like 90 minion crafts or something. That's so much money. That's so much money that goes into getting the resources from farming them to getting them from minions or buying them on the auction house, right? I only have 6 minion slots right now because I just started this co-op. So, like, I guess I'll die, but I'm working on this. I'm working on improving my minion efficiency, and soon this is going to be turned into a gigantic, like, cavern, and it's gonna have a bunch of mushroom minions, and hopefully I can level them up. They're pretty easy to level up. All you need to do is run over to one, right-click on one, and then you can see, he already has his storage full, so we can do this, and quick upgrade. I would need 37 more red mushrooms than I do now, so we could go over here, collect all, and then we can come back here and quick upgrade him, right? And bam, he is a tier 3 mushroom minion. So, another great way to increase your output with minions is fuel sources. Now, there's a lot of great fuel sources like cataclysts or lava buckets, right? Or there's also things like diamond spread-ins, which I'm probably going to get later once I have the resources. But a very easy to get and a very effective for early game method of fuel is enchanted bread. It's one of my other island mates, Red Vaporeon, has a whole wheat farm over there, and he's obsessed with getting all of the enchanted bread I would ever need. And also, like, he just likes bread. I don't know. He's weird. He's weird. It's not like who would ever go out of their way to farm a pointless vegetable in a video game for pointless numbers to increase? It's blasphemy. I would never do it. I would never. Okay, if even after all of that you're not convinced on the greatness of mushrooms, this will seal your opinion about how great of an investment these things are. Okay, so if you have enough mushrooms and some other stuff like glowstone and redstone, you can make something called mystical mushrooms too. Now if we go over here and just look up mushroom. Oh my god! So this is a potentially, depending on how much you farm mushrooms, it's a pretty cheap item, and you sell it for $1 million. Just 64 of these sells for $1 million. Yeah, it's not the best investment. Like, probably hot potato books might be a better investment, but I don't know. This is still a very, it's still insane what people will bid on. Like, even on the cheapest things, people still bid a decent amount of money, especially for it being like people just selling funny little things and not really expecting to make much of a profit from it, right? You can get so much money. It's insane. So that not only do you get absolute stonks from that, also, there's, with the bazaar over here, if we go to the bazaar, in the bazaar, mushrooms are one of the most common items to be on sale, or to be, like, inflated, I guess. Meaning that you can buy them for such a low price and sell them for like triple the price. So in early game, this is insane. It's such a good money making system. Now in late game, it's barely gonna make a dent in your bank account because at that point you're gonna have like $2 million, or not even. You're gonna have like $10 million. That man just ran right in front of me. You're gonna have like $10 million, and like you're not gonna care. You're gonna have full dragon armor, and you're gonna have like an aspect of the dragons or an aspect of the Jerry maxed out. I don't know. You people are weird. It's just. So, early game, which I am early game, because, you know, I kind of have Prot 3 mushroom armor, it's a really good money-making system. And also, I like soup. And another good part about mushrooms and making mushrooms that kind of adds to your stonks is mushroom armor is really cool. No mushroom armor? Mushroom armor. I mean, night vision. And it's not like you can just, like, turn on full bright or anything. No, it's totally not it, okay? But other than the funny little night vision thing that it provides, which is just helpful, it's actually okay for early game. It gives you an okay amount of health, a pretty bad defense, but, you know, if you really want health, then it's pretty decent for early game. Also, it just looks nice. I don't know. I just really like the look of mushroom armor. And if you enchant it with, like, full Prot 3, with like I did, which I'm gonna get a set of maxed later, later on when I get kind of to mid and late game, I'm gonna get a Prot 5, Growth 5, Thorns 3, all the good stuff, right? But for right now, it's like I can survive in places like the deep mines, so it actually, it's okay. It's a good armor set. So, if you just make a lot of this and just randomly fill it in people's inventory, it's kind of funny. And also, it's more of a present, because who doesn't want mushroom armor? It's the best. And so, I began my descent to insanity. All I did was break the mushrooms. Break mushrooms, break more mushrooms, wait for them to respawn, and then break more mushrooms. All this game has taught me is that repetition and insanity will lead you to glory. What have I become? What has this game molded me into? I fear for my own health.
This is a robbery. Give me all your valuables. Put all the money in the bag. I'm robbing you. This is a robbery. Stick 'em up. Reach for the sky.